Day 121. That's a long time. So today I accidentally didn't eat besides 20 grams of butter in the office. That really helps me with my whole brain work in IT. And then we ate at 4. I ate 1.5 fillet steaks. And then suddenly I had a little bit of a fruit craving. So I did have a handful of, all in total, raspberries, blueberries, 2 strawberries, and 1 small apple, not even the whole thing. Yeah, it was just a little bit, I don't know. I think it was, I don't know. I had fruit cravings. That's it. It was actually because I normally look forward for my ground beef with my sheep cheese. Then I'm happy. But today they used my ground beef to make them, my family to make them spaghetti bolognese. So I didn't have ground beef and I had to use the fillet steak. But right now I'm totally not into steak. I'm really just into ground beef and I'm really obsessing with it. But I have my phases. I'm going to rump steak, then fillet steak, then some ground beef, then just eggs, then just yogurt. I have really a kind of this kind of mood, these figures. Yeah, and I went another round with my personal trainer from the CrossFit and I felt so strong. I did pull-up. I can't do pull-ups, but you have this band and I couldn't even stand in the band because I'm really clumsy. So I tried to stand in the band. I was always scared that it's gonna bump back into my head. But that's one thing. When I came back in the office and they were like, oh, how can you do that? How can you go, at 12 we go eat and you go now to training? Why? Do you hate your trainer, while you're doing the sport? And I said, and I know what he means. Usually you always say, I hate you because you're getting a little bit, annoyed or stressed out or it's too much. But with CrossFit, it's really different for me because it's about going to your limit with weights and going a little bit over the limit. And it's kind of a little bit dopamine rush because you can suddenly do more, or you do the last rep and it's like really, and you just feel your body, you feel something. I don't know, I can't explain it. Somebody of you can maybe explain it better. But I really, really, really love weight training. But for me, always, there's just a little bit I'm doing maybe here and there wrong, especially with my disc prolapse. I have 2 because of my accident in Tenerife. That's the issue with me sometimes, because when I do just a little bit of a, not like this or just a little bit like this, it can really hurt and then I can't move for a couple of weeks. So that's a little bit of the annoying part because I just love it so much. Then we had just a little walk. The river is still, I don't know if you can see it, but I will show it to you in the end. It's dangerously high. It's still, the weather is raining. I don't know what the hell is happening. It don't stop now for 2 weeks. I see it in my skin because I didn't have now sunlight for almost 14 days basically, because it's just raining all the time, and it's affecting the mood, it's affecting the skin, because with the sun I see my skin always being just more shiny and great, but as soon as it's like this and it's getting a little bit pale, I really feel these kind of weather depressions, I would say. So sun is so important for a lot of things, and it does stress me out, to look still and don't know what's going to happen with the whole river situation, because in Austria, if you didn't hear it, there are a lot of flooding. So it's actually nearby. So, and I'm living next to the river. I'm looking at the damn fucking river. So it's not fun. So that is basically it. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say, I have to say, because that's basically, I think that's one of the things when you do carnivore. At some point you have 2 ways, just getting a little bit more into this understanding nutrition, or what comes with all of that, That's what a lot of people focus then on, to explain the science behind it, I would say. Science for me in this nutrition part is rarely, science. But I don't know, for me, sometimes it's about the journey of people that helps me most, just to understand what they're doing and just trying things out. So right now, I don't have a lot of issues because I'm really always craving ground beef. So it's cheap. I don't have to look up what is cheap. I'm craving the most ground beef with sheep cheese. And I don't feel bad on it. And yeah, so if you just think from the perspective, what's the best for you for healing and these kind of things, it's always just having one source of food that has a lot of vitamins, basically the ruminant animals, and to cut everything else out and to do as much fasting as you can. Of course, that's the right way to do, because your body has time then to heal and has just one source. Maybe if you don't fast, just eat one source to handle in the end. So it's logical that the time you spend normally on digestion and these kind of things is just reduced and gives your body time to heal proper or to work on whatever you're working on. So of course this is the right way, but it's about the psychology in the end. Why most of the people just can't do it, because they're used to flavors and sweets and addiction kind of situation, emotional eatings. We have a lot of our emotional carnivore eaters who are very, very open, like Courtney Luna. Love her because she speaks her truth, even if the people really, really hate her in the internet and being just mean and awful. She really just speaks the truth. And just, this kind of situation, I think that's what most of the journeys are about, how to handle these things emotionally in the end, or how to get rid of some old habits. So I think that these journeys are a little bit more of these parts than really about the nutrition in the end, because if it tastes good, you're lucky. Like, I love ground beef now, so I'm really lucky with that that I can eat it. But with my histamine, I'm a little bit unlucky, because there is only one ground beef from now 25. I tried from butchers, from the way I'm making it, from different kind of labels, from young, old, everything. And there is only one brand I can use, and it's mixed 50% pork and 50% beef. So the pork is really inflammatory. So pork is like not good to have in the end. But most of the people can't handle carnivore without having something that is a little bit more of a cheat. It's not cheating, but cheating, just to have something that is not pure, like this lion beef diet, whatever you want to call it, because it's still making most of the problems, and people gain a lot of weight. And yeah, it's just, look up, there are so many videos about the pork part. But still, that's why people do implement it, because bacon, people like a little bit of another taste, and not only the cow taste, especially when it's grass-fed and these kind of things, all very tricky. So there are a lot of bumps, but if you find out what you like, it's much more easier to handle and to stick to it. And the healing part, I have to say, in the end, it's not about carnivore for my MS, but it was for my how do you say that in English? For the stomach. It was the bloating, it was the farting, it was just everyday constant pain, problems, just horrible uncomfort, social, distancing then myself from all kind of social interaction and these kind of things, never going out because it was constant pain because of my stomach. That went completely away on carnivore, and that's worth everything. That's not normal. That's something that vegans say that it's normal. And by the way, vegans, my office colleague from Germany came today, and he's a vegan, and he was starting to arguing with some people and explaining them why vegan is so great and why they have these amazing sources. I have to keep calm because I'm not interacting with vegans. Don't discuss with these people, because I was one of these people, so I do get them. But they're tend to be very obsessive with this topic, and you are killing animals, in this kind of way, and I'm just not engaging in this kind of interaction. So I'm not really the discussion person. That's why also in the comments, I just don't discuss what I'm doing. I just love to engage with people who are telling their stories and what they like to do and what's happening. Right now, because of my river situation and at work, I'm lacking answering you, but I will, as soon as everybody's leaving my place, I will answer all your comments and look at every video. So please still tell me about your story, and I'm gonna respond to it on the weekend. I will have time. So yeah, I was a little bit babbling. It wasn't structured, this video, I'm sorry. I'm not structured today. Yeah, that's basically it. And I feel when I'm able to do more sport and still handle my ground beef, my sheep cheese, this little area, and sometimes also my protein cookies, I just love them. It's a cheat. It's very cheating. It's not healthy at all. I do have then stomach problems because of, you know, the stevia or whatever is then in the protein bars, which is not sugar, but it's still shit. It does cause me a lot of stomach problems, yes, but sometimes I don't care. I don't care, to be honest. The B12 are working. I had said it in my last video, I'm gonna reduce this to 1 time a week, so they did help to get rid of most of the things. I could manage to work out. I still have some heart problems, which are a little bit concerning, but they are started with the B12 shots and my strange gelatin part, which I also quit. I didn't eat that right now. Maybe I was overdoing it, but it seems it's not the gelatin part. It can also be the excessive workouts. I'm not really excessive, but for my behavior normally it's more than usual, let's say, just because I know now I'm able to, and it's motivating me. It's motivating me when I'm feeling good to do good. And I know when some times come when I can't walk again, I just can't do it. And so when you are, it's like Forrest Gump, to be honest. It's just run. If you can run and don't stop. That's for me. So I'm right now not running, but doing a lot of weights. And I'm feeling good and I'm feeling confident, and I can walk into my office even with my high heels on, which I never did. And my right now I ate my it's a guilt. Damn it, how it's called. Yeah, I just can do it because I feel I'm not thinner. I still have the same weight like before. My stomach is still showing. So no, that didn't change, but it's a little bit more about the confidence when you do sport. It really changes your whole confidence part. And I see that also in the CrossFit area with the girls. They're really trained, like six-pack and a lot happening. And they're so strong, but they're so confident, you know, they're just bad bees. And it's just fun to go in and have this energy of these girls, and they're not girly girls and, you know, just and you know, talking shit about others. It's always about themselves, their training, to focus and to be, you know, and that's a little bit of the cool mindset I really enjoy. So if you didn't experience that, no matter how you look, they're so supportive. And you know, I didn't have a bad experience at all. You just walk in and they're really supporting. They will help you. If you want to change, they will help you, and they will start with slow movements. And so I really can recommend to find something like that. And the weight training is really something that it's just motivating, because moving my body, running and these kind of things, it's making me problems still with my legs, and still sometimes, you know, all these kind of things. But with the weight training, it's just different. I don't know, I can't explain it. So I was obsessing with weight training, I'm sorry. So, love to hear your sport journeys. Tell me about the sport journeys. Do you do sport? Do you do something fun sport? And see you tomorrow, as always.